All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to first and foremost start by giving infinite praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash. I'd like to say shalom, Washem, Kabah, God, Wala Rakab, Zaquim, Now, Wahashala Yakim, Now, which of course is double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom, Wabarakim, Labakarium, Shaw, Yasha Allah, which is peace, and blessings unto the elect. I'm the brother Dawud Dow from the DC Church, back with another short lesson through the Spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Al Shai. And real quick, as you can see on the screen, I have this article from Open PR Worldwide Public Relations, or openpr.com. It says leading growth, and this is an article from a few months ago actually, but it says leading growth drivers in the human microchipping market in 2025. It says growing demand for contactless transaction fuels growth in the human microchipping market drivers influence. Okay, so of course we understand that, one of the major prophecies that we're currently waiting for, that's pending, is RFID technology. Okay, now according to Revelation, we believe and we know that in Revelation the 13th chapter, where it refers to the mark of the B, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get flagged. All right, but the MOTB, okay, we understand that that's actually referring to RFID technology being implantable within humans. Now, we understand this is also another way for Esau, all right, Esau, Edom, okay, to take control, okay? So it says, I'm gonna read a little bit more. It says, what are the market size and growth forecasts for human microchipping market? It says the human microchipping market will grow from $1.8 billion in 2024 to 1.99, or basically 2 billion in 2025. All right, with a CAGR of 7.5%. I believe CAGR, let me look it up again. You can just quickly look it up. Look up compound annual growth rate. All right, so with a compound annual growth rate of 7.8%, growth factors including breakthroughs in semiconductor technology and miniaturization. Semiconductor technology, that's basically like smart chips. All right, a lot of those technologies are created over there in Taiwan. Like, they also create car chips and just different types of semiconductor technology used for cars and computers, all things of that nature. And they're becoming smarter with it. They're becoming smarter with nanotechnology and what do you call it? I forgot. It escapes my mind right now. But it says quantum computing. That's what I was thinking of. Quantum computing. All right, which is basically, in a nutshell, what it pretty much says here. It says semiconductor technology and miniaturization, rising concerns about identity theft and unauthorized access, increased demand for medical implants, and the adoption of microchipping for employee identification and access control. Now, you actually had a couple of states pass legislature for companies not to mandate this RFID technology for employees. Okay, so they're trying to mandate against it, but again, we know that the top elites, Esau, Edom, he's gonna have this mandated according to prophecy. Okay, so it says human microchipping market is projected to grow 2.64 billion by 2029 at a CAGR of 7.4%. This growth is driven by integration with emerging technologies, healthcare systems, and smart city infrastructure. So that's another thing they're trying to do. They're trying to create these smart cities, all right, that have, what do you call it? What's it called? Biotechnology, all right, biometric technology, facial recognition, all these different things. Again, another way for them to have more control. And they're saying, all right, they're saying that, this is just, again, I don't know if this is factual, but they're saying that in California, that's the reason why they had these damn fires happen, so that, they can pretty much restructure the whole, that whole portion of LA, because they want to turn it into, smart cities. All right, so they're going to be reaping up all of that billions of dollars of land and property, for pennies on the dollar, due to those fires that happen out there. You see? So it says, a human microchipping, okay, I read that part, Salakia. It says major trends include biometric authentication, medical implants, and augmented reality integration. So they're trying to, man, this place is wicked, bro. This place is absolutely wicked. It says augmented reality integration. All right, they want to implement false realities, or AI. All right, they want to have you wear these damn, got me thinking about, what do you call it? The VR glasses, for you to live in a totally different world that just doesn't exist. They want you to live in these false realities, man. This is, the dystopian society that Esau's rooting for, man. But it says, what is contributing to the growth of the human microchipping market? It says the rising demand for contactless transactions is expected to propel the growth of the human microchipping market. Contactless transaction enable secure purchase without direct contact between the seller's point of sale terminal and the buyer's card. It says the COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the adoption of the contactless payment due to hygiene concerns. It says human microchipping, in which we knew that was going to happen. It says human microchipping enables contactless payment through near field communication. That's what they call it over there in the UK, NFC, or radio frequency identification, which is RFID technology. It said with these microchips being implanted in the body, for instance, Finder.com, an Australia-based independent comparison website, reported in July 2023 that about 93% of the UK population used online banking in 2022, and another 10% of Brits, 5.3 million, plan to adopt digital-only bank accounts by in 2023. Additionally, the number of digital-only bank account holders is expected to reach 22.6 million, 43% by 2026. As a result, the increase in demand for contactless transaction is driving the growth of human microchipping market. Okay, so we're seeing a digitalization of the current world around us. All right, we understand that it's going to get to the point where, okay, they are going to be enforcing this thing. All right, so I'm gonna just skip down, read just a little bit more of this. Hold on, it was a part that I read that I wanted to bring out. Okay, which key market leaders are driving human microchipping industry? It says major companies operating in the human microchipping market Johnson Controls International. All right, Texas Instruments. These are, very important companies that are listed right here. You can see them right here. It's a bunch of them. I'm gonna just read a few of them. It says ARM Holding, Neuralink, Casper Sky Labs, Cherry Biotech, SAS, Vivo Key Technologies, Avid Identification Systems. All of these companies that you see right here are working to enhance or accelerate RFID technology. All right, implantable RFID technology. It says, what are the emerging trends in the human microchipping industry? In the human microchipping market, companies are advancing technologies such as neuron spike detection to enhance brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, and neuroprosthetic devices. For example, in January 2024, Neuralink Corporation, a U.S.-based company specializing in BCI technology, implanted telepathy, a wireless brain-computer interface. This device uses over 1,000 ultra-thin, flexible electrode array to detect neuronal electrical activity and convert it into commands for a computer control, enabling thought-based communication and improving the functionality of the assistive technology for individuals with mobility impairments. You see, these things are considered miracles, man, just like it says in Revelation. You know, they shall do miracles. All right, people are going to marvel at these things, man. Somebody who's a paraplegic is now able to somehow walk. You see, through technology, through brain RFID chip. You see, or through a Neuralink chip. All right, these things are a marvel in the sight of the people. Okay, so now let me grab some scriptures. Of course, got to get Revelation 13 and 14. All right, Revelation chapter 13, and I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life. Matter of fact, let me go up just one more. Where is it? Okay, yeah. 14, it says, Revelation 13, verse 14, and deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Okay, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, that no man should buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay, we of course know his side child stigma, which is 666. All right, which when you look up the word 6 in the Greek, stigma, all right, literally goes back to a stake or an impaling. All right, and in this case, it's talking about an impaling within the skin. Okay. Let's get the judgment for that. This is Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast or his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of the indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. All right, so this is going to be the judgment for receiving that mark, okay, which we understand is a physical mark, and they're investing billions and billions of dollars, all right, namely 2.6 billion projected, all right, 2.6 to 3 billion projected by 2029, all right, in RFID technologies. Okay, and that's just what's projected. That's not, what is actually going to, we're going to have to obviously see how that plays out. Okay, but this is what's going on, man. So I just wanted to give a quick prophecy update on that. All right, again, I'm gonna read the title and I'm gonna close out. It says, leading growth drivers in human microchipping market for 2025, growing demand for contactless transaction fuels growth in human microchipping market drivers influence. Hey, so with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash. Till next time, I'd like to say, hey, Shalom.